you've been chosen.
Hello, truth seekers. Previously, there's a video titled "Biolabs in Ukraine Get Fact-Checked by Snopes to Deeper Reality Discussed." The most important fact established in that video was that the usembassy.gov at one point hosted files of specific agreements where funding was to be allocated to U.S. military Ukrainian research facility cooperatives. I showed that a Redditor archived evidence of the agreements for various biolabs. Subsequently, discussion of the biolabs went mainstream, but usually with a focus of de-emphasizing the notion of dangerous pathogens being researched. A source who may have non-civilian connections has linked to me other documents that further establish the United States. It's the United States Defense Threat Reduction Agency that partnered with an officially affiliated agency of Ukraine. This document, which appears as a technical assistance plan, names the State Committee of Veterinary Medicine of Ukraine and the National Academy of Agrarian Science of Ukraine as the specific bodies working with the DTRA. I confirm that this document the source sent me is like some of the fact sheet documents I showed in the previous video, dated February 27th. One difference I note, however, is that for these documents, the donor is listed as the Department of Defense, United States of America, whereas in this document it is the United States Defense Threat Reduction Agency. I was previously linked to dtra.mil. This is the official website for the Defense Threat Reduction Agency. Who we are. Our experts bring a variety of skill sets and expertise and a diverse range of perspectives to address the critical challenges facing our nation. DTRA protects national security interests in a rapidly evolving globalized threat environment through its trans-regional focus while enabling the understanding of our adversaries and providing solutions to WMD. Answering the question of who they help, dual roles as defense agency and combat support agency. We support U.S. combatant commanders in military services. The Defense Threat Reduction Agency functions for strategic deterrence. As China, Russia, and North Korea modernize and expand their nuclear forces, DTRA supports the services of the United States Strategic Command to ensure the U.S. strategic deterrent continues to be safe, secure, and credible while protecting the American people, our homeland, and our allies and partners. DTRA directly supports U.S. combatant commands in DoD designated response in maintaining nuclear readiness and modernization, mission assurance, force preparedness, and treaty verification. So you may ask, what does the DTRA have to do with biolabs? Are they working within Ukraine to protect the country from external bioweapon incursions? The source sends me this document dated July 28, 2021. I'm not sure if this document's on a clear net. I assume it is. Justification for an exception to fair opportunity amendment. You can pause the screen to read all of this. I believe a key to really understanding this document is understanding what the fair opportunity amendment is. This document attempts to justify the DTRA Cooperative Threat Reduction, Biological Threat Reduction Program, BTRP, to work with those bodies I listed previously in Ukraine. A period of performance range of time is listed from July 2020 through 30th of June 2023. It appears the Fair Opportunity Amendment relates to FAR 16.5, FAR standing for Federal Acquisition Regulation. 16.5 prescribes policies and procedures for making awards of indefinite delivery contracts and establishes a preference for making multiple awards of indefinite quantity contracts. So this justification is for the DTRA to be able to make contracts in a manner that's outside the scope of that particular acquisition regulation. The source sends me this document, Exception to Fair Opportunity for Countering Especially Dangerous Pathogen Threats in Ukraine. So here you have a notice ID that the key agency is Department of Defense, with a sub-tier, that's Defense Threat Reduction Agency, and an office, Defense Threat Reduction Agency. This exception to fair opportunity for countering especially dangerous pathogens was awarded September 17, 2021. I wonder, what does this mean? Why is it in an inactive status? In another clip, the source takes me back to the Embassy of Ukraine website and just notes that in definition of Biological Threat Reduction Program, this program's priorities in Ukraine are to consolidate and secure pathogens and toxins of security concern and to continue to ensure Ukraine can detect and report outbreaks caused by dangerous pathogens before they pose security and stability threats. So it's important to note one of the priorities is to somehow consolidate and secure pathogens. So that kind of makes you wonder if there was a special risk to those labs in that country if Russia is invading, just as Victoria Nuland had suggested. The source sends me this clip from a document, The Evolution of Cooperative Threat Reduction, Issues for Congress, Congressional Research Service. I'm just going to read to you the bottom paragraph. This is about CBRN weapons. These programs seek to prevent T-words from exploiting scientists, other personnel, or materials to develop these weapons. The program also trained not only scientists, but other lab personnel about international security standards and improve personnel reliability programs to address the insider threat. I'm just going to read you the beginning of this biased article, What are the Ukraine biolabs and why have they become the focus for Fox News in the US riot, by Andrew Buncombe. It starts out saying, the US government has admitted there are a number of such facilities in Ukraine funded by Washington to do research on deadly pathogens, albeit from a preventative perspective rather than to create a weapon. So this is the individual casting the narrative spin that it's all for prevention, but you really have to be there and to have the security clearance to know if the activity by the DTRA in that region is only for prevention or also to create weapons. But this is the fog of war that is used to cast a specific narrative. It's a mystery box until it's proven. This individual here on Twitter purports to show individuals undergoing human rights abuses in the Ukraine for their dissident views. Obviously, this is something that's not going to be covered on the mainstream media. You'll see enough evidence that you'll conclude it's not all completely contrived. Allegedly, these are hostages of Azov battalion fighters. I can't verify the source of this video, but indeed it is chilling. Keep in mind the president of Ukraine, through law, has banned the nation's 11 remaining opposition parties, so only the one pro-current Ukrainian government party is allowed to operate. This may lead to further political radicalization within the nation. I was also told by a separate source that the conflict is about to be over, or to be more precise, it was implied the conflict is to be over soon, as the president of this nation and that of Russia have come to terms. All right, truth seekers, till next time.